Right, how are you? Now, as you all know, I'm a huge advocate of calisthenics, bodyweight training, and so at times, yes, I'm going to give a slightly more biased approach, as it is a type of training I thoroughly enjoy and it is very suited to my personal goals. But with that said, like anything, there are some disadvantages to calisthenics. There are some annoying drawbacks that you watching this video may actually have experienced yourself, and so with that said, stay tuned, as in today's video I'm going to cover 3 pros and 3 cons of calisthenics. Now, as we usually do with the pros and cons series, we're going to start with the good stuff, the advantages. Number 1, the first advantage is calisthenics is very convenient and inexpensive. When you're training with just your body weight, it can be done anytime, anywhere across the globe. And so literally, the world is your playground when it comes to calisthenics. And so with calisthenics, you don't actually need a gym to work out, so there is no excuse, my friend. And also, if you work out at a gym and do weight calisthenics or weight training, weight calisthenics basically is weight training, but if you are combining calisthenics and weights, at times waiting for barbells, dumbbells, machines, etc. can be a bit boring, bit of a drag. But I mean, as you've got just your body weight here, it is super efficient when doing bodyweight training, as it can be done anytime, anywhere. So you don't need to wait for all this equipment, as you can do bodyweight training anytime. So the efficiency and convenience of calisthenics should definitely not be undervalued for any individual. Number 2, the second advantage with calisthenics is that the progression from the endless variety that is with bodyweight training can be seen as a bit more interesting and more fun. Now, you see, with weight training, if you're doing the bench press, for example, in order to apply progressive overload, you just up the weight, and just upping the weight time and time again over time, just doing the same exercise, can get a bit boring. But with bodyweight training, in order to increase the intensity and apply progressive overload, you decrease leverage. And so as you decrease leverage, you are then introduced to new exercises. And so this can be seen a bit more fun and a bit more enjoyable, trying out new exercises as you are increasing the intensity and making more gains. Now, that's number 2. Number 3, the last advantage with calisthenics is that it keeps you fit and mobile. Now, of course, I'm not discrediting weight training, but if you're just doing weight training and doing exercises that don't really require much function, over time, I mean, it's great if you're building muscle, but if you're not really doing any functional strength, you're going to feel those extra few pounds you're gaining, my friend. But with calisthenics, in order to progress and do calisthenics, you have to be efficient and fluent, working with your own body weight in different exercises and variation. And so with the functional strength you build, you will become fitter and more mobile, so you can be aesthetic and athletic. Aesthetic! And now, as a bonus, an extra advantage with calisthenics is that if done correctly, any exercise is going to look alpha as fuck. But now, although this all sounds great, nice, fantastic, beautiful, you name it, there are some annoying drawbacks and disadvantages with calisthenics. And so the first one I'm going to say, which to me is the most frustrating aspect with calisthenics, is that it is harder to track your progress. Now, let's take, for example, if you're doing an assisted variation like assisted pistol squat, it is literally impossible to track and measure the amount of assistance you're giving your legs when repeating the range of motion of the pistol squat. And so that said, it is then hard to actually see how much progress you are making in the exercise, as you can't really track and be 100% accurate every week, every single workout, with the amount of assistance you're applying to the exercise. And so yes, that can then lead to you trying to progress too fast or not progressing fast enough. And so yes, to an extent, that is going to impact what gains you can be making, but only to an extent, remember. This issue will become easier to solve as you become more advanced. Do not worry, my friend. Now, the second disadvantage with calisthenics is that you can't work around an injury. When you're working with just your body weight, if you hurt your shoulder or knee joint, touch wood, that's going to limit you completely to the exercises you can do. You may be thinking, oh, if I've hurt my right limb, why not do my left limb? Well, I mean, not only is that going to lead to imbalances, but you may not even be strong enough to perform the exercise, so overall you're going to fuck your shit up. And so in general, the solution to working around an injury you have unfortunately gained. In the gym, you use machines. Now yes, I'm not the biggest fan of machines, and if you do use machines when you're not injured, it should only cover a small part of your workout. But with machines, of course, a lot less strain on your joints, you can work around any injury you are incurring by the use of machines. Whereas if you do bodyweight training, you may not even have access to a gym. But in general, if you do calisthenics and you get injured, you can't do bodyweight training. Especially if you don't even have a gym. You can't work out, which sucks. And lastly, number 3, the last disadvantage with calisthenics is that despite the endless variety there is with bodyweight training, you are actually limited based on your strength levels. And bear in mind as well, muscle growth, building muscle takes a very long time as well as a natural athlete. And so when it comes to bodyweight training, especially the more advanced you get, you can then find yourself doing the same exercises for a very long time, and so that's going to bore you, that's going to demotivate you, and that will impact your training. So yes, you can manipulate with the exercises, etc., but you do have to realise that when you're training with just your body weight, there is only a certain amount of exercises you can do with certain muscle groups in order to work at a sufficient intensity to make gains. Now, as that's covered, those are the pros, those are the cons covered, a non-biased approach to calisthenics. In conclusion, calisthenics, yes, I highly recommend you do it. But is it better than weight training? Well, stay tuned, my friend, as next video or the video after that, sometime next week, I'm going to cover calisthenics versus weight training. So stay tuned for that. Like the video if you like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and yeah, enjoy my awesome content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.